Walk in this smoke and keep it real. I'ma do it if nobody else gonna do it. See it if nobody else gonna see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like, how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? They just kill us in the street for so long. And I couldn't even be myself for so long. So the one that smoke guaranteed you gon' choke. Cause the running man, this shit ain't no joke. But we'll never lose hope cause we tapped in. Stuck in a wheel that the system got us trapped in. Ain't no look, we gon' get it out the back end. And how the fuck I been asleep for so long? How the pain run deep for so long? What's going on, gentlemen? We just gonna give it like 5 minutes to see if any of our semen retention brethren gonna come up in here. And if nobody comes up in here, you'll catch it on the playback, brother. Since I planted some seeds, I'm thinking for 3. I got some meanings, I'm on my top to evil. But the rumors are like Austin. DNA unlocking. Producing the product for profit. Just being honest, they want that none. Fly like a comet, she's so astonished. She ain't gonna come out comments. Even she stressed to get back to some money. Gentlemen, as you come through the door, hit the like button as you come through the door. When you hit this like button, you will help this video get shown to other brothers around the world who need this information, fam. We about helping brothers over here. Semen retention is a tool that will help you if you put in the work. Oh yeah. How do I know that? How do I know that? It's because I'm a living witness. I do this, brothers. And shout out to all of you guys out there. This is my first live stream on this channel. It sure is. Truth hit hard like a nigga getting a whooping. Nigga, I'm too solid, hell nah, I ain't dripping. MJ status nah, nigga, I ain't pippin'. Breaking news line, straight from the gutter. Spit straight face. Hope all y'all having a wonderful day out there, brother. I'ma do it if nobody else gon' do it. See it if nobody else gon' see it. Every time I close my eyes, I convince myself every day like this shit not real. Like I'm having a marvelous day, if you can't tell. Let them know. DMV in the building, baby. Yeah. Coming up out the DMV on this semen retention journey. One day at a time, fellas. One day at a time. Because that's all you're promised. You're not even promised to the end of today. Okay? Now, as we get down to this. Gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you guys but for so long, right? I just want to touch on 2 topics. One topic I'm going to touch on, and I'm going to come at it partially based off of biblical stances, because that's the kind of guy that I am, okay? This channel is a semen retention channel. Semen retention is a tool of self-improvement for men. It develops physical strength, helps you develop mental acumen. It can help you break through the barrier of resistance that you're having in your life, but you have got to put in work.
Some people think that just because I'm not busting nuts, that means I'm making progress. No, 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 no. Just because you're not busting nuts, if you're not actually putting in work outside of not busting nuts, then you're just gonna be a dude walking around filled with nut, filled with sperm. It's not gonna do you any good. You have to use the energy that comes from the sperm. See, there is a frequency, there's an energy that radiates from your seed. This is why they always want you to give away your seed so willy nilly. This is why the powers that be, the wicked men who run this world, created PORN, because they know that that will get you to just totally waste, misuse, and abuse your sexual life force energy in the form of your sperm. Your sperm has magical powers in it. Did you know that? If your sperm is powerful enough and magical enough to create a whole human life, a whole human being, you don't think that that sperm is the most powerful, potent substance known to mankind? It's the only substance that can produce a full human being. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say that's a pretty big freaking deal. And the powers that be know how powerful your sperm is. That's why they want you to waste it. That's why they want you walking around completely depleted of all of your sexual life force energy. Because you're going to become like a prune, a sucked in, malnourished, totally depleted, lackluster confidence, limp dick, lily livered coward. A lack of semen in your body also produces mental instability, and it turns you into a coward because it makes you weaker. Why do you think that professional boxing trainers would always tell their boxers, lay off the sex when you got a big fight coming up? Because they know when you busting them nuts, it weakens your legs, it weakens your arm, it weakens your immune system. The more and more you just idly and willy nilly bust multiple nuts all over the place, you are literally shedding years off of your life. And nobody's going to tell you that because it feels so good when you bust a nut. Especially when you haven't busted a nut in a good old while. Y'all, we keep it real. We keep it real around here. We grown ups around here. There's no need to act like we don't know what that's like when you haven't busted a nut in a while and then you bust one of them big old huge nuts. You almost feel like the world coming to an end. It feels so good sometimes. And that's when we have got to develop the discipline to understand we're doing ourselves more harm than good. It might feel good for a few seconds, but it can turn into a lifetime of regret. Some people chase that nut, they chase that feeling, and it only leaves them drained afterwards, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. Not having control over your sexual urges can wind you up in prison. It can wind you up in a graveyard. It can wind you up on the business end of the wrath of the Most High God, the Lord of hosts. Not talking about Christ, not talking about uh anybody else. I'm talking about God, not no son of only begotten son of God. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in the creator and the creator alone. Okay? And one of the things that we need to be working on as men, if you want to get a grip on your life, if you cannot control your sexual urges and your sexual nature, I didn't say ignore them. I said if you can't gain control over them, your life is going to get wrecked and you're going nowhere fast. You got to develop sexual discipline. A man who can control his sexual urges, the sky's the limit. But many of us men, we fall victim to sexual urges. Many of us men, we do not have what it takes inside of us to say no to a woman, to say no to sex, to say no to oral sex, to say no to that hand job. When you know that you're trying to do something big, when you know that you're trying to purify yourself. If you are one who is trying to become pure, semen retention is definitely a step in that direction. Okay, but it's not just semen retention. Although semen retention is a great place to start because that's creating sexual discipline. And sexual energy is the most powerful form of energy known to mankind. It's a sexual life force. That feeling when your penis gets very erect, when you get hard as a brick wall and you feel like you a damn lion getting ready to bust out of a cage. All the brothers out there know what I'm talking about. When you get that raging hard on, where you can probably knock a glass of water off the sink with your dick. It's so hard, right? What do you do in those moments when all the blood flow is rushing to your penis? And in that moment, you are susceptible to making the wrong decision if you don't create discipline and develop sexual discipline. So going on semen retention, that's going to be one of the hardest things that a man can do is to not bust nuts. There are some guys out there who bust multiple nuts every day. There are some guys out there, the longest they can go without busting a nut is 2 to 3 days. Anything over 3 days, they're going to go crazy. They're going to have sex with their wife or their girl, or maybe they're just going to beat their meat, and jerk off. Either way, the majority of men out there cannot go 3 to 4 days without busting a nut, without playing with themselves. And by default, that's going to make you a pervert. It's going to make you unpure. It's going to make you have a defiled spirit and a defiled mind. Because I guarantee you this, whoever you are out there, when you're sitting out there with your cock in your hand and you're just hi ho, and you're just singing and winging and dinging, beating off, I guarantee you the thoughts running through your mind, those are not pure thoughts. I can promise you they're not. You're thinking God knows what about God knows who, right? And I'm not here to condemn you. What I am here to tell you is you need to stop it, okay? If you want to become pure. And here's the reason why you should want to become pure, okay? Because if you live in an impure life, you're going to get impure results. I'll say that again. If you live an impure life, you're going to get impure results. Now, by default, sexual abstinence is keeping in your sperm, right? Because you're not sexing or you're not busting, you're not jerking off. So you're keeping that sperm in. That right there is going to do wonders for you, okay? It's just like, say, a bank account, a savings account. You want to put $5 a day or $5 a week into your account, just set it up like that and don't pay attention to it no more. Just tell yourself, I'm not busting nuts. And then just don't back down from that. Don't straddle the fence. Don't straddle the line. Toe the line. Put 10 toes down and say, look, for X amount of time, I'm not busting no nuts regardless. That means even if you're married, girlfriend, whatever, no sexing, no oral sex, no hand jobs, no nothing. No putting your wood between her breast and as we like to say, tit stroking her, putting your wood between her tits and then trying to bust all over her tits. No, none of that. No nut coming out. Stop the leakage. And wouldn't you figure? Right now, as I'm sorry y'all, wouldn't you figure right now as I'm making this video that somebody would call me, right? What are the chances of that? Because this message that I'm pushing to you guys is very important right now. Stop the leakage. Okay. Now I can't tell you how long to go on semen retention, but what I can tell you is you need to stop wasting your nut. Because that nut, them loads that you were just kicking out like nobody's business, that's brain matter and brain fluid. You heard me. Brain matter and brain fluid. Some of you guys out there busting so many nuts, you don't understand that your sperm is actually memory. So you guys are busting loads and loads and gallons of memory. That's why you can't remember nothing, half of you, because you busting your memory all over the toilet, all over her face, all in her vagina. You're busting memory every single day. So you have a hard time learning and retaining information. I guarantee you, if you go on semen retention and you start to study anything, your ability to retain information will greatly increase. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I hoped. I do this. Okay. And since I've begun to take semen retention seriously, my life is elevated by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. My life is elevated. You're going to start to feel different because you're going to become different. Okay. So, first things first, to become more pure, go on semen retention and start to develop sexual discipline. Okay. And then the other part of that, many people are not going to tell you this, right? I told you guys, I believe in the Most High God. The Most High God has a way that is prescribed for mankind. And when you follow his ways, coupled with sexual discipline and semen retention, you guys, you will become much more pure than you are now. And once you become pure, see, now the Most High can bless you now. The Most High doesn't desire to bless people who are filthy, people who are dirty and unpure. To purify yourself, keep the laws and the commands. Keep the ways of the Most High God. I'm going to read to you guys like 7 Bible verses, okay? And this is not a Bible channel. This is a semen retention channel. This video is about becoming more pure. Here's a roadmap. Listen to this. The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7 through 14. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. And let me tell you this. I'm reading out of the Old Testament, okay? The Old Testament, when it says Lord in capital Lord, that's where the confusion comes in. Thousands of years ago, okay, you have pagans who went into the Old Testament Bible, and where God had his name written at, they scrubbed it out because they didn't want people to know the name of God so they could call on him. They scrubbed it out and just replaced it with the title. And that's where the Lord in all capital letters comes in. It used to say Yahweh. And I have a Yahweh Bible. A Yahweh Bible is where the name of God is restored in all the places that they scrubbed it out. Okay? So we're reading from the Old Testament. So every time where it says Lord in capital Lord, I'm going to read how it reads in the Yahweh Bible, the real name of God. This is what will help you guys become pure. Read this every day and try to walk this out every day. The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7 through 14. The law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise the simple. Verse 8, the statutes of Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahweh is pure, enlightening the eyes, which means the Most High going to give you spiritual sight, like the Thundercats used to say, Lion-O, give me sight beyond sight. That's the kind of sight that Yahweh will give you. It says the commandment of Yahweh is pure, enlightening the eyes. Meaning what? Keep the commandments of Yahweh, the laws. In the Old Testament, verse 9, the fear of Yahweh is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahweh are true and righteous altogether. Verse 10, more to be desired are they than gold, yeah, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Verse 11, moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Do you hear that? When you read the laws of Yahweh, when you keep the commands of Yahweh. Those are the ways that the Most High warns us, because his commandments, when we do them, it makes us wise. It makes us pure. It opens us up to receive the blessings. Ah, that's why we want to become pure. And here's how you do it: keep them commandments. Verse 12: who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. You see this? The psalmist is asking the Most High to cleanse him, make him pure. You see that? Verse 13: keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. You see, when you keep the Most High's laws, He will keep you from presumptuous sins. That means He'll keep you from doing sins that you didn't even know were sins if you keep in His laws. That's how we become pure. Verse 14: let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahweh, my strength and my redeemer. See, the Most High will keep you in perfect peace when you keep your mind stayed on Him. And look, it's not always going to be easy because we live in a very wicked world. We live in a very over sexualized world. We got to keep our mind focused on the Most High. And guess what? He has laws and commands written in His Old Testament that will show us how to conduct ourselves sexually. So go on semen retention, and I actually implore anybody out there who wants to become more pure, start reading the Old Testament. And that's how you will become pure. Go on semen retention, and once you do, you're going to see how much that lines up with the laws of God. Because if you're on semen retention, there's no way that you can be committing adultery. There's no way that you'll be having sex with another man's wife. There's no way that you'll be being a whoremonger if you're not even having sex at all. You see what I'm saying? But it takes the Most High to reveal these things to you. If you're somebody who's here right now, who is on this channel, the Most High is the one who has you looking into this information. It's not me. Okay? And the second thing I want to talk to you guys about, then I'm going to let you go. Enjoy being hard. Sometimes you just need to enjoy being horny without acting on it. There's the key. There's the key. How many of us will just take the time and actually enjoy an erection without looking to penetrate a woman? How many of us can just have the ability to enjoy when we have an erection without expecting anything, without trying to make something happen, any of that? Just having an erection, the feeling that pulsates through your penis, through your whole body, the energy shift that happens when you're so worked up, when you are so horny. Again, it's like a lion being ready to be released out of the cage. You feel like a lion about to bust out the damn zoo, and you just want to get into some cheeks, just calling it what it is. You wanting to really, really clap some cheeks in a serious way. Like your whole entire body gets worked up. You become worked the hell up. You ready to go. Harder than a brick wall. What do you do in that moment right there? Because a lot of times, brothers, in that moment, once they get hard as a brick wall and you just feel like a lion ready to bust out of a cage, that's when a lot of us, we begin to think irrationally. We begin to think with a one-track mind. I want to bust this nut. And then we'll start compromising. We'll start doing all kind of things that we know we should not be doing to chase that nut for 5 seconds of fame. And yeah, those 5 seconds feel absolutely marvelous. Ecstasy. But then what happens afterward? And a lot of times these decisions will lead you to the end of the road of your finances, maybe of your relationship, maybe of your freedom, maybe even of your life. Sometimes you got to take that energy that you get when you get a raging hard on, and then you got to go out and start exercising. I've actually done that before. I'll be sitting somewhere. Sometimes I get so worked up, I get so horny. I'm talking about harder than a brick wall. I said, you know what? It's time to jump down and start doing some exercise. Jump down and start doing some push-ups. Or maybe it's time to go for a jog. Or maybe it's time to start researching, starting an online business, making some money online. It's time to do something because that sexual life force energy, that surge that you get that makes you want to go and be with a woman and ravage her body, that same energy, that's a building energy. You can take that energy, transmute that energy into something that will benefit you, like exercising, like making money, like starting an online business, okay? Sometimes having a hard on is a clue to let you know you need to start creating something. Not a baby, not sexually, but go out and create something other than anything sexually. Take that sexual life force energy, that raging hard on that you got, take that and turn that energy and focus it into something else, like a money making opportunity. Like also, once this video uploads in the video description, I will have a link to a live streaming TV service, okay? Have all of your favorite cable TV stations: HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, ESPN, Fox, CBS, all your premiere movie channels, all your pay per view events, all of that. Right in the video description down below, I'm going to have a link for that. You can check that out. Maybe you want to be able to watch all the football games. We got that pack too. And we got it for $39.95 a month. Also, when you purchase that and become a customer, you have the ability to resell, like I'm doing to you guys right now. I'm a customer. I have my TV service through this $39.95 a month program, and the link is in the description. If you want to check it out, we get all NBA games, all NFL games, so you don't even need the NFL pack. And it's also, I'm going to put it in the comment section when the video uploads. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because when you're on semen retention, you're going to want to start to revisit the important things in life that matters, like health, like wealth, like your relationship with the Most High God. So remember, just because you get a raging hard on, it does not mean that you need to go out and start trying to smash. It means that it's time to build. Take that energy from that raging hard on that you got, redirect that or transmute that, and go out and start exercising. Go out and start you an online business. Go out and watch this free tour down below in the comment section or in the video description to see if this business is for you. Or maybe you just want the service of having like, well, we got like 12,000 channels, local and international channels. But I think I've held you guys long enough today. I just want you to understand how you can purify yourself. And sometimes you just need to enjoy being hard. Peace out, my semen retention brothers. Hit this like button, subscribe if you're not, share this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.